we read a few fables. Who can tell me if they know what a fable is? Cedar.
A fable is like a story. It's a made-up story that tells something that you need to do. Like for example, the golden goose. About like the goose. Like when you get so greedy and you just want everything, then you're just gonna end up with nothing.
Awesome. Does anyone have anything to add to Cedar's explanation of a fable? Eleanor.
A fable's like a short story with a lesson.
A short story with a lesson. Very good. A fable is also a very, very old story. It's passed down from generation to generation. Does anyone know what a generation is?
No.
Cedar?
I know what a generation is. It's like everybody has a generation. Like your grandpa's a generation, your mom's a generation, and then.
And you're a generation.
Yeah.
Very good. So people who were born around the same time is a generation. You're all a generation. So these stories were passed down from generation to generation. So grandparents would tell their kids, and their kids would tell you. So they're passed down over time. Today we're going to be reading an Aesop fable. Aesop was a storyteller who told these types of stories. So sometimes fables have different endings. So you might know this fable, and you might have heard it before, but the ending might be different from what you've seen before. So we're going to read the city mouse and the country mouse. We're going to go over the city and the country. Who can tell me some characteristics of the city? Go ahead. Benny.
What's so pretty?
Benny. Tell me about the city. It has skyscrapers. Very good. What else? Who wants to add? Dia, you want to add?
It has
Thousands of people. Large populations of people. Dia, what else? A lot of buildings. Is there a lot of grass in the city?
No.
No. Where is there a lot of grass? Sydney. The country. And who else can tell me things about the country? Cedar, what can you tell me about the country?
The houses are
They're very spread out, right?
and sometimes people have gardens in the country because there's a lot of grass.
You know what else they might have? Farms.
Oh, right, and
There's farms sometimes in the country, right? So Cedar said that the houses in the country are very far apart. In the city, are they very far apart also? No. What do you see a lot of in the city? How do people live? Are there a lot of houses in the city? Sydney, what do you think there is? Apartment buildings. Very good. Okay. So today we're going to be reading the country mouse and the city mouse. And I want to tell you some fancy vocabulary first. Okay? The city is also known as urban.
Urban?
Urban. That means like it describes the city. Populated, fast-paced, a lot of people. And rural means the country. So keep that in mind while we read, okay? But we live, does anybody know where we live? Eleanor, you know where we live? We do. We live in the suburban. Does anyone have anything to add to what Eleanor said? Kyle.
A suburban is a type of car.
It is also a type of car.
Because I have it.
It's a type of car, but we're talking about it in the aspect of where we live.
Yeah.
Betty.
And it's typically my birthday present because we got it on my birthday.
Oh, that's great. Benny. It's kind of like, would you say it's like a mixture of the city and the country? The houses aren't apartment buildings, but they're not very far apart, right? They're like kind of in the middle. You have a backyard and a front yard, but, you know, it's not that far apart. We have a farm. You don't have a farm, right? Cedar.
I used to live
Oh.
in Mediola, and now I moved to Ciuffo.
Oh, that's awesome. little bit more like the city, and sometimes they're a little bit more spread apart. Joanna, you have something to add?
Like in the country, you might need to take 2 trains to go to the city.
Yeah, you might need to take 2 or more trains to go to the city. All right, so let's start reading.
I took the train. I took 100 trains.
Ready? Once upon a time, a city mouse went to visit his cousin in the country. The country mouse was happy to see his cousin. The country mouse did not have fine food, but he was happy to share what he had with the city mouse. The city mouse turned up his nose at the country food, and he invited his cousin to have dinner with him in the city. If he turned up his nose to the food, who knows what that means? Does that mean he liked the food? No, look at the picture. Look, does he look happy with the food? No. No sooner said than done. The 2 mice set off for the city. At last, they came to the home of the city mouse. It was very late at night. The city mouse led the country mouse right into a grand dining room. The leftovers of a fine feast were still on the table. Soon, the 2 mice were eating jam and cake, and all that was nice. Suddenly, they heard growling and barking. All at once, the door flew open, and in came 2 huge dogs. Both mice ran for their lives. The country mouse made up his mind to go back to the country that very night. What good is fine food if you can't enjoy it? It is much better to eat plain food in peace. The end. Maybe we could read that one later. Today we're going to talk about the country mouse and the city mouse for a little while, and then maybe we could read that one later.
That was not.
Who could tell me the characters in this book? Kiki.
City mouse.
And?
Country mouse.
Very good. And going off of what Kiki said, who could tell me the setting? Christine, do you know the setting? Where did it take place?
It took place in the city and in the country.
In both, right? Very good. Who can tell me what happened in the beginning of the story? Amir, what happened in the beginning?
His cousin came to his house.
His cousin came to visit. Very good. And what happened in the middle? Who knows what happened in the middle? Eleanor.
They went to City Mouse's house.
Very good. And what happened there? What happened at the end? Nicholas, can you tell me what happened at the end of the story? At the very end when they went to the city? What happened there? Did they eat in peace, or what happened?
2 dogs came.
2 dogs came. And they ruined everything, right? Marie. The dogs came and they ate the food. Okay, so let's talk about what the moral of the story is. Who knows what the moral means? Who's heard that word before? Who knows what that means? Sydney, you know? Right. Who else can add to that? Kiki.
A moral is what the lesson is.
The lesson. Joanna, do you have something to add?
I was going to say the same thing.
The lesson. Good. The lesson of the story. The moral of the story. Okay. So the moral we said is the lesson. So who can tell me what the lesson of this story is? Kiki.
Eat regular food.
Why? Who can help Kiki? Why should I eat regular food? Cedar.
Because sometimes when you have something so nice and people like dogs, stray dogs just come inside and they just eat food. So that's why I should eat.
Did everybody hear Cedar, or do you want her to say it louder?
Say it louder.
Say it a little louder,
Okay.
so everyone can hear. Why should I eat regular food?
Because sometimes when it's like and other people like it and like dogs came and then they get scared, that's why I should eat.
Very good. Christine, do you have something to add to that?
No, I want to tell you something.
Okay, what is it?
when my sister, she leaves her food out, and she didn't finish it, my dog would eat it.
Oh, kind of like what happened in the story, right?
I saw.
So I should eat plain food. Why? Who else can tell me why, Thea? Why should I eat plain food? What's the moral?
For you.
Because it might be healthy for me. So the moral of this story is that I should eat plain food because sometimes it's better to have plain food than to have fancy food when you can't enjoy it, right? Why have all these fancy things if you might not be able to enjoy it? Boys. Does anyone else have anything to add to this? Cedar? Okay. Okay, so we're going to do a worksheet about the moral of the story, but quickly, can someone tell me where they would rather live? The city, the suburbs, or the country, and why? Tristan, where would you like to live?
The country.
Why?
Because it's nice and there's a lot of green grass and you can run around much.
So you like the open space and the
Yeah.
fresh air and the green grass?
Yeah.
Me too. Cedar, where do you want to live?
I want to live in the country because I always wanted to have a pet, so I would have a horse.
You would fill your house with lots of pets?
Uh-huh.
That's awesome. Kyle,
Look for woman.
why?
Because yeah, friends.
Because your friends are in the suburbans now? Joanna,
I would like to go to the country because, I would like to live in the country because, I like planting flowers, and, my friends, also live in the country.
very good. Okay. You guys can all tell me where you want to live, but we're going to go back to our seats first, and we're going to do a worksheet, okay?